I often use epistolary form in the epigraphs, the beginnings of chapters. Yeah, you can give all sorts of cool little hints. It is the easiest of all of these forms, in my opinion, to hide information from the reader and have them not feel like you're cheating. In epistolary, it just wasn't in that letter, right?
Most of what we know of Aimia comes in epistolary form, and as we saw in the intro, Brendan uses this style of world building to subtly create an overview of environment and cultures while simultaneously obscuring pivotal events and elements from the reader. So let's take a moment to review what we do know about Aimia. First and foremost, something monumental happened here. A cataclysmic event occurred on the Aimian Islands that altered its environmental and possibly even geographical structure. This event is referred to as the Scouring of Aimia. The island chain is now said to be more or less inaccessible to outsiders. It cannot be reached by sea due to large stone spikes protruding around the islands and trying to passively tear apart incoming boats. So basically take your least favorite vacation spot, add spike traps, assassins, and the threat of thermonuclear war, and you've just about summed up Roshar's collective view on Aimia. That wasn't always the case, though. According to legend, Aimia used to be the place to obtain soulcasters. Also, the in-universe scholar Hesi speculates that the last of the 9 Unmade, referred to as either Daigonarthus or the Black Fisher, had something to do with Aimia's demise, though it is not known why she speculates this. Legend also paints Aimia as a land inhabited by some of Roshar's more exotic flora and fauna. Let's walk through some of the races and species that once inhabited the island and indeed might still. First, there are the Saya Aimians, human-like beings that are said to have existed long before humans did. They have blue skin and can change their appearance at will, though to what degree and how substantial these changes are is unknown. Next, there are Dacian Aimians, or Sleepless. They are quite odd, but maybe my favorite race in all of Sanderson's works. They are made up of strange kremlings that knit themselves together to form a human appearance. As a collective, they form a hive mind that is capable of acting as a passable human. We'll talk a bit more about them later. We also have Larkin, or small investiture-sucking, kremling-like creatures. These are quite rare, and were thought to be extinct at one point. Lastly, we have the Lancerin, great shells that we know almost nothing about, and who are presumed extinct. We'll touch on them later on as well. Speaking of which, now that we've taken a quick look at what we know, let's take stock of everything important we have yet to learn. First off, Whoa! What the hell happened to this place? Seriously, guys, what did you do to Aimia? We have only speculation as to what occurred during the Scouring, and this is, by far, the biggest question surrounding the island kingdom as a whole. It also goes hand in hand with my next question. What happened to the Lancerin? They were Roshar's primary source of gem hearts for some time, and are said to have gone extinct sometime around the Scouring of Aimia. The Larkin are now rare as well, and we have no idea why, or if it is related to the disappearance of the Lancerin at all. We also don't know how many, if any, Saya and Dacian Aimians still reside therein. We have seen at least one Dacian in the Kaza interlude of Oathbringer, but don't know why it was preventing the Wind's Dream from reaching Akana, Aimia's capital. Were soulcasters actually made here, or is that just a modern-day Rosharan legend? Speaking of which, do Aimians still make them? Are they even still living there? And the most important questions of all, what are Dawn Shards, and are any currently on Aimia? While I may not be able to tell you definitively what a Dawn Shard is, I am pretty darn sure that there is one on Aimia, and it is most likely a highly invested object, possibly back from when Adonalcium first created Roshar. We don't know why Hesi speculates that Daigonarthus, the 9th Unmade, had something to do with the Scouring, but it would make sense that at least one Unmade was involved, and quite probable it was looking for one of these Dawn Shards. Hessie has made eerily accurate guesses about the Unmade before, so we have no reason to discount her speculation. I think that an Unmade was actively searching for a Dawn Shard, and, intentionally or not, caused the scouring of Aimia. The Aimian races then proceeded, either actively or through time and natural defense, to shut their kingdom down to protect their island and their races from further invasion and Roshar as a whole from the power of the Dawn Shard. Kaza comments at one point that there must have been several soulcasters working in tandem to create the ring of spikes surrounding Aimia. I think that these Aimians, possibly Dacians but more likely Saya, have the ability to either soulcast innately or have some unique ability to create soulcasting fabrials that others can use. Whether this relates to the Dawn Shard or not, we'll have to wait to find out. That being said, I have an inkling that Aimia has a large part to play in the back 5 books. We've only gotten glimpses of the island so far, and there are hints to much goings-on behind the scenes here that we don't know about. It would make sense that whatever the Aimians are guarding is going to come back in a big way. Furthermore, Dacian Aimians will almost certainly have an important role to play in the back 5, and have been confirmed as characters that appear in Mistborn Era 4. Being able to break parts of themselves off into separate reconnaissance units is quite beneficial, and I suspect they have been playing a rather large role in shaping Roshar as a whole throughout its history. It would follow that their homeland will also have a brighter spotlight in these back 5 books, but we'll have to just wait to find out. Also, I have no idea where this fits into all this, but it bears mentioning. Larkin and Lancerin are almost certainly related in some way, and I have a very strong suspicion that it has something to do with the Great Shell's mysterious high storm pupation phase. But anyways, to sum up my insane ramblings, I believe that Aimia is the current location of at least one Dawn Shard. Digonarthus then came along and somehow either caused the scouring or accelerated it, leading to the peoples of Aimia to close their island kingdom to all outsiders. This will not be its state forever though, and we will begin to receive bigger glimpses into modern Aimia in both the upcoming novella Dawn Shard and the distant future. Okay, that about wraps up my overview of Aimia. I'll be reading through Brandon's upcoming novella entitled Dawn Shard, which has been confirmed to follow a fan-favorite character, Risen, as she goes through with some adventuring having to do with Aimia. Trust me, I'm just as stoked as you are, and with any luck, this will fill out our knowledge of the Aimian island chain nicely. I very much look forward to giving you guys an update after this comes out, and I've had a little bit of a chance to read through it. Should be fun. Storms, I've had fun explaining this all to you, and hopefully you've had even half that fun watching the video. I'd kindly remind you to like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter for some quality crumb posting as well as general updates. Have a fantastic day, folks. Yep, it's the one. That's the one. That is the one.